Most people don't stay stuck because they don't earn enough. They stay stuck because they're constantly chasing money. You keep thinking that once you finally make enough, life will open up. Stress will disappear. You'll finally relax, finally feel secure, finally feel like you're ahead instead of behind. But the strange thing is this: the more you chase money, the further ahead it feels. Like a moving target that shifts every time you get closer. You know that feeling when you say to yourself, if I could just make a little more, everything would be fine? Then you make more, and somehow it still isn't enough. The bills get bigger. Your expectations get higher. The goalpost moves. You start comparing yourself to people who earn more than you. And suddenly, what once felt like a lot feels small again. You work harder. You feel tired more often. You tell yourself this is temporary, that the sacrifice is necessary, that it's just a phase. But deep down, there's another feeling, a quiet one. It whispers, why does it never feel like I'm arriving anywhere? The real problem isn't that you don't have money. The real problem is that you're stuck in the psychology of chasing it. Here's the core idea most people miss. Chasing money keeps you stuck because it puts you in a permanent state of not enough. When money is the thing you're chasing, you unconsciously frame yourself as the person who doesn't have it yet. And the brain builds an identity around that. You stop seeing yourself as someone who creates value and start seeing yourself as someone who is constantly trying to catch up. That identity quietly shapes everything. The jobs you choose, the risks you avoid, the risks you take, the people you envy, the things you buy to feel better, and even the way you talk to yourself at night. The ironic truth is that people who eventually build real wealth rarely chase money in the way most people do. They chase skills, leverage, problem-solving, ownership, patience, and better thinking. Money becomes a result, not the target. But when money itself is the target, you end up in a loop that feels like running on a treadmill. A lot of motion, very little progress. Let's go deeper. You've probably been conditioned to believe that the solution to your problems is more income. So you take extra shifts, accept every freelance job, say yes when you want to say no, and stretch yourself thinner and thinner. At first, it feels productive. You like seeing the balance go up. But slowly something else happens. Your time disappears. Your attention shrinks. Your mental space is always occupied by worry about work or worry about money. You tell yourself you're doing it for freedom, while sacrificing the very freedom you wanted in the first place. Here's the part nobody tells you. Chasing money often pushes you into decisions driven by short-term relief instead of long-term power. You start choosing what pays now instead of what compounds later. You avoid learning skills that take time because they don't pay immediately. You take easier paths that drain you because they deliver quick cash. And that's how people wake up 10 years later realizing they worked constantly but didn't actually move to a better life. This is where most people get it wrong. They think they have an income problem. What they really have is a direction problem. If your focus is only on how do I get more money right now, you lock yourself into the lowest level of the game. You sell more of the only thing you have at the beginning, your time. But time doesn't scale. It runs out. And the more of it you sell, the less you have left to build something that could one day free you. Chasing money also keeps you stuck emotionally. You start tying your self-worth to numbers. A good month means you feel confident. A bad month means you feel like a failure. Your mood becomes fragile, controlled by fluctuations you can't fully control. You begin to see other people not as people, but as ladders or obstacles. You compare lifestyles, not character. You measure progress solely in currency, not in competence, health, relationships, or peace. And here's the quiet trap beneath it all. When money becomes your primary measure, enough stops existing. There is always someone richer. There is always a bigger house, a better car, a higher number. You never arrive. You just keep running faster. But this changes everything if you understand it. Money isn't something you chase. It's something you attract by becoming more valuable. That doesn't mean think positive thoughts and money appears. It means shifting your focus from how do I get paid more to how do I become the person who is worth more, the kind of person who solves harder problems. The kind of person who doesn't panic under pressure. The kind of person who keeps learning when others get comfortable. The kind of person who can be trusted with responsibility. The kind of person who understands how systems work, not just how tasks work. When you chase money, you think tactically, what hustle can I start? What trick can I use? When you focus on becoming valuable, you think strategically, what capability can I build that compounds for the next decade? Most people avoid this shift because it's slower in the beginning. You don't get instant reward. Nobody claps for you while you quietly study, practice, or build something small that doesn't pay yet. So they run back to the comfort of chasing quick money. And then they repeat the same year over and over. Think about this for a moment. There are people who work less than you but earn far more. Not because they are luckier, but because they built leverage. They learned skills that multiply their effort. They own instead of only renting out their hours. Meanwhile, there are people who work incredibly hard, day after day, yet stay trapped. Not due to lack of work ethic, but because they only know how to trade time for money and are forced to keep chasing more of it. Here's the part nobody likes to admit. Chasing money often comes from fear. Fear of being left behind. Fear of not being enough. Fear of judgment. Fear of failure. And fear quietly makes you impulsive. It pushes you into rush decisions, emotional spending, and I deserve this purchases that briefly soothe you but push you further into stress. You might recognize this pattern. You're exhausted, so you reward yourself by buying something. Feels good for a moment. Then guilt appears. You promise yourself to be serious now. You grind harder. You burn out. You reward yourself again. The cycle repeats. Meanwhile, the deeper issue remains untouched. Your relationship with money is based on chasing and escaping, not understanding and directing. There is another way to live with money. One that is quieter, calmer, and far more powerful. Instead of asking, how do I get more money? Start asking, what skills would make me hard to replace? What habits are draining my future just to soothe my present? What systems can I build that earn even when I'm not constantly chasing? What kind of person do I need to become for wealth to be a natural result? When you shift from chasing to building, your behavior changes. You start reading instead of endlessly scrolling. You practice instead of only dreaming. You say no to things that pay now but cost you later. You stop trying to look rich and start working on becoming capable. You care less about impressing others and more about improving yourself. You begin to treat money like a tool instead of a scoreboard. And something subtle happens when you do this. The anxiety starts to loosen. You no longer feel desperate. You stop seeing every opportunity as the last chance. You stop rushing. You start designing. You start thinking longer term than just the next month. Money begins to flow toward you because you are becoming someone who creates value, not someone who is endlessly chasing reward. The truth is simple but uncomfortable. Chasing money keeps you stuck because it keeps you focused on the result instead of the process that produces it. Real wealth isn't created by wanting money more intensely. It's created by becoming more useful, more disciplined, more aware, and more patient than you were last year. So ask yourself a quiet question tonight. Are you building something that compounds? Or are you just running faster on the same treadmill and calling it progress? If this message bothered you a little, that's usually a sign it touched something real. Not a flaw, but a signal. It means a part of you is tired of chasing and ready to start building. And if this made sense to you, it's not luck. It means you're beginning to see money differently, not as something you run after, but as something that eventually follows who you become.